Greetings YouTubers,
Hello.
this is Dave from the TRF group, and today we're going to change his ECU on his bike like I did mine a few weeks ago. So it's a ECU from Uncle Wang's. I think it's around £120 UK pounds. It might take you 2 weeks to get it might take you 5 or 6 weeks, it really does depend. But I did the job a few weeks back on mine and it has absolutely transformed the bike. I still get a little bit of jerkiness and surging on the engine, but that's literally the character of the engine. This ECU here will actually replace the terrible surging you get at low RPMs, and it really does transform the bike. Fitting it does void your warranty, but I don't think the warranty is worth the paper it's written on, because they don't seem to do anything about anything. So today Dave's going to change his own ECU, but I'm just going to point him in the right direction how I did mine, because the one thing I found online was there was no help for any of us. So the idea of this is just to help you guys if you want to go down the same route. Yeah, so no pressure, Dave.
No, that should be all right.
Oh, I've just got to say a quick shout out to my eldest sister Caroline and Tony, my brother-in-law, because apparently they're subscribers to this channel. They must be seriously sad because I don't post anything but shit on that channel. So hello Caroline and Tony, from your beloved brother and brother-in-law, the sexy brainy one in the family. Anyway, right, serious stuff now. Right, no, first thing, Dave.
Yep.
4mm, I believe that's 4mm.
That is.
Yeah, Allen key. So to take out that bolt from there, that's me trying to light a fag. Right, one thing I always find really important is to make sure your garage space has got no screws knocking around anywhere. Yeah, and always put your screws where you know where they are, one by one. So now, Dave, you're going to be pulling this off. And just up here there are two like rubbery grommety things. Yeah, you see, and it just folds off. Now behind here there's one screw.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I come round this side, it's that lower screw there.
Oh yeah.
Again, there's that 4mm screw on the inside of there. You take that out and that should release that top panel. There we go. Nice. Right, so put that screw somewhere you know where it is. So if I come round here, just jiggle that panel. I think that's the only. There's possibly another one there actually. The one slightly above it as well.
Yeah.
My fault. I forgot about that one. As you can see, this is a very professional video.
Chuckle Brothers.
Yeah, yeah. Laurel and Hardy. I'm not the fat one. There you go. Right, that should just juggle itself. There you go. You see, and it comes off. Right, so put that somewhere. There's a thing there.
Oh yeah.
Plastics. We'll put them somewhere where we're not going to tread on them, and they're cushioned. Right. Couldn't just hold the camera a moment, Dave. Right, that was easy, wasn't it?
There we go.
There we go. So now your bike should look like that. So now we've got to get this top one off, which is bloody awkward, and it's overly complicated, but you've got to undo that one there and that one up there. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, are those screws all the same length?
No.
They're not.
They're all slightly different sizes.
Right, so you want to put them.
Put these next to the plastic.
Yeah, I've got a little plastic. Yeah. Got a little plastic thing somewhere.
I'll stick it in the inside.
It's up to you, yeah. So, as long as you know what belongs where.
Yeah, I'll leave these ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone's got their own way, but when I did mine, I had one screw left over, and to this day, I don't know where the hell that goes. Nothing's loose, nothing's vibrated.
Okay.
Yeah, right, now that's nice and loose. Next bit is you come up to the top. Yeah, and you've got to take that one out.
Yep.
That should be the same size as that one, I think.
This is actually,
Yeah, yeah. So you take that one out.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the next one is that one there. That's it. Now then, so the next ones to do, there's let's see if I can get it.
Poppers.
Yeah, so there's a little black popper thing there, and there's one there. So a small screwdriver,
Yep.
which is down here, just to pop it, and then use the flathead one, the small flathead one, just to lift it out. And I'll get round this side to try and see. It's awkward as hell.
Yeah.
Right, you may need to turn the handlebars that way to give you a bit of.
Let's try from this side, yeah.
Yeah.
So pop to the centre.
Yeah, and then just help lever that out a little bit. Now I have got some of them knocking around here if you lose one.
They do break quite easily, don't
yeah.
they?
I always have a packet of them for the other
Yeah.
bike because I'm always bloody breaking them.
Okay, so that one's out.
Yeah,
And then we've got
and
another one. Oh, there's another one there.
Another one there. Now it's just bloody awkward to get to. I'm sure everybody who's going to attempt this job can undo some plastic
Yeah.
things, but they're just particularly awkward. Here we go. And then I use the flathead just to leave it out a little bit. And that's it, you should be able to pull that out with your finger.
There you go.
That's it. Right, so that's the first part. Now, if you... does this wobble now, this top panel? Is it?
Not super loads, no.
Okay, so what's holding that now? Right, so the bit will be, it'll be under the beak. Just make sure we've got everything. Let's make sure we've got everything undone here. Yeah.
Oh,
there you go.
This kind of
Yeah,
moving.
no, that's where you are. And if you look down there, you'll be able to see the ECU. You may be able to see it, because I remember I could.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see it. It's not important if you can't see it there. So now the next bit is getting the underneath the beak. This is where I didn't know. So if I get this light. So
So we've got...
under the beak there are loads and loads of screws.
Yeah.
So this plastic thing here needs to come completely off.
Okay.
If I shine a torch to help you. Right, all these should be a 4mm hex. Now it's somewhere under here that I'm missing a screw, but I can't see where when I put it back together. So all these front ones we'll put somewhere separate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know where they are. Right, so there's one there. That's it. That's it. Now the screw that they're all the same length. The screw that I'm missing, or to find out where it is a slightly longer length. And I think it's one of these on the front, so if you spot one that's a longer length, don't tell me, and I'll know, have a clue where to put the one on mine. But saying that, I can't find anything loose. They're all nice and tight. It's one of these jobs, it's always handy to have an extra person just keeping an eye on things, and it's just finding all these screws.
Just one more.
Yeah. which is the opposite side. Yeah, it's whatever is holding that plastic thing. Once you've undone them, you'll know, because that will be really loose. That's it. So you're in a better position to know what you've undone and what you haven't undone. Okay, is there something still holding it? Is there one up there? It's this bit here.
Yeah, that one there.
Yeah.
There's another one, yeah.
Yeah, and there'll be one more up at this side as well. Yeah, the only bit that needs to come off is this upper panel. Yeah. Sadly, Dave bought the white version, not the green one, and everybody knows the green ones are the fastest. Don't they, Leon? Everyone's probably thinking, who the hell's Leon? But Leon will know who he is. Right, so you've got another one up here, this side. Yeah, I'll come around this side, won't you? You see?
Push it out from the top.
Look, right, that's through there. Right, so now that is just check there's nothing holding it. Right, so that is what you're looking to take off. That's the only piece from under there you need to take off, right?
Lovely.
Right, so now the tricky bit is inside here there is a screw. There it is. That screw up there. Can everyone see? Can you see it, Dave?
Yep.
That's the screw that is holding that panel on. And again, it's a 4mm.
Oh, it's a cross. Is that maybe a Torx or a crosshead? Potentially.
I didn't remember it being a... Yeah, it is. It's a cross thread. No, don't take that one off.
Nope.
No, hold on.
Unless that's for just the indicator.
That's the indicator. There is something. There is one thing that's just... There it is. There it is.
That one there.
I think that is holding that panel on. There it is. That's the one.
Okay.
It's just figuring out which one it is that's holding that panel on. Does that look like it's holding that panel on? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the very end of it. Yeah.
Right, is that a long one?
It's a long one.
That's what's missing on mine. So at least I know where it is. Right, now just juggle that now. I do think you do need to undo that one.
Well, there is another one just up here. Perhaps it's this one.
Oh yeah. Ah, right, there you go. See, Dave. And it is the most stupid, awkward thing ever. Right, it's just a question of juggling. Right. So now, because that's your indicator, you just need to disconnect that, which just unclips.
Okay.
Do you want me to hold that?
Oh, yeah, thank you.
It's just, it does unclip, you'll see. See that? I can see it from here.
Just like that?
No.
No.
It's...
Oh, that.
Lift that flap up.
There we go.
There you
So
go.
pull that
That's
back.
it.
Right.
Now you take that.
Yep.
Right, so now the panel is completely off. So there is the bike with just the panels that you need off, and there's your ECU.
Lovely.
Right, so to get the ECU off, you need to undo that bolt and that one. A word of warning on that one: when you get the socket in there, when you put the socket in there, it is very close to that tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may just scratched the paintwork a
Yeah.
little bit going on there.
Okay.
Now, before we go any further, vital step, don't forget, before you go any further now, disconnect your battery, the positive on your battery, because if you pull this connector off while it's live, you'll probably short things out. Yeah. So the next step, or do this at the very beginning, is just take the positive lead so it's not connected to the battery. Big screwdriver there, Dave.
Yep. Lovely.
So what we've done so far took me the whole Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah. Now we just need to make sure that red does not touch that terminal. You probably need to reset. Right, what I would do is pull the screw right out and put that screw somewhere safe and tuck that wire so it cannot touch anything at all. Oh fuck, you just broke there. Okay,
No, just pop.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
So just make sure you're happy that that can't accidentally touch. Yeah. If we need to, I can cover. I've got some rubber stuff somewhere. It's not likely to pop out. Yeah. So that way, the positive is completely isolated. Now, to make sure, if you get your key, wherever we put that, just turn your ignition on and it should be completely dead. There you go, completely dead. So switch the ignition off, pull your key out. So now we can safely proceed to the next bit. So I believe these are 10 mil.
Okay.
I believe, but I'm going by memory. So let's just check first. Oh,
Hang
see,
on.
yeah. Yeah. So what I would do is you get your 10 mil socket.
Yep.
The extension. And then the ratchet. Is it in? That's it. Wicked. Right. Okay, so the first thing is just slacken the nuts off. Don't be afraid to... Is that really tight?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. See what I mean? It's very, very tight to take. There you go, that one's coming off. Right, just slacken it off, that's it. And then just slacken the other one because we're going to disconnect the ECU before we pull it right off.
Wow, that's very tough.
Right, do you want to hold this and I'll give it some...
Get some welly.
Get the man on the job. Right, you don't want to force it, but
No.
I think it's more... Fucking hell, that is tight. You ever put that in there? Let me just see if I can get my other socket set that might have a bit more. Is it 10 mil?
10 mil, yeah.
Oh, forever. 10 mil. This one's got a little bit more jiggery pokery to it. See, get the right man on the job.
Get your big tool out.
Well, hey,
Does it all?
do you say that to all the boys? Right.
Okay.
Okay. So do you want me to do this bit?
Yeah, might as well.
thing, right? Because the awkward thing here now, right, is that has got to be disconnected from that, right? And it's easier to do that when that's in place.
Okay.
But the awkward thing is, how the hell does this disconnect?
Yeah.
So here, this, I can't remember which way round it goes now. There's a little clip under there. Can you see that? Look. Right. Oh, there's a torch. I'll show you. Right there's a little clip.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's just got to be pushed up.
Oh yeah. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the same time, this has got to be pulled this way.
Okay.
So if you could hold that there, you push that up. Oh, it's fucking awkward. it is just a little bit awkward because you've got to get that clip up and the whole thing's just got to spin. Once I've spun it, we'll be all right. I don't want to force it. I don't want to force it because it's not my bike. But it's fucking thing. It will go. It's a question of just knowing where it is. Oh, you bugger. It will go. I can see that there. So that, or just slide round the whole thing.
Okay.
But that's all it is. It's that stupid, awkward. Mine just suddenly did it. Once I'd sussed the mechanism out. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to tighten this up a little bit. Because that's not loose. See if that helps. Maybe that's the best way of doing it. Yeah, buggery thing. I can see it. And it's literally just got to clip round. Once that's there, it'll release, you see. And it's just frigging tight. I'm wondering if that's... There you go. See what I did?
It looks super simple. When
Yeah, so I thought it was a bit odd, right?
Yeah.
So all I did, push that up,
Yeah.
push the clip in.
And then it gives enough.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell, I won't do it now. You saw it move, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is just higgledy-piggledy. I should have just let it. There you go.
Nice.
So that's what you're looking for do. Can you see that now moving?
Yeah.
It's that stupid little thing. Just persevere with it.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of undoing these first, do this bit first. So that was my bad. Right, and then it's a question of right, that should slide right up here, but I have a feeling that little clip is holding it in. I don't want to force it, you see. It's just the awkward. You'll see as soon as it does it. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off now because we've done that main bit there. Just trying to get that bolt out without. It's so close to your tank, it was unreal. And I know I scraped a tiny little bit of paint off doing mine. Nothing that's going to hurt or anything. Right on that there is also a an earth.
Okay.
So we just need to remember that. Right, this might make it a bit easier to unclip now. We can get in there. Just trying to see what's actually holding. What a stupid bloody thing. It's a right jiggery pokery. I know mine was awkward. once I sussed it, it was easy. Seems to be you're trying to talk, shine there. Is there something holding that there? I think it's that clip. Yeah, it's that clip that's stopping it from. Don't remember mine being this awkward.
Yeah.
See that little slidey thing there? That's, yeah, see that there is stopping it. So you just got to push that down and it'll suddenly go, there you go. And then that should just unclip. How does that unclip when that's...
You haven't just locked it back into position, have you?
Have I? Oh, for fuck's sake, I have.
Yeah.
What a plonker. That's because I'm working backwards now.
Yeah, you're upside down now.
I don't want to force. See that's just got to lift slightly off.
Yeah.
Okay. Bloody thing. Okay, so how did that? See that there? That's got to go right under there, and it comes out there. I don't want to force. There you go.
Nice.
Awkward,
Yeah.
but it is just piss around. There you go. So there is that. Hang on, how am I doing all bloody work?
Aye.
By the way, I'm the handsome one. What? So where's your ECU?
Okay. Yeah, that's just down here.
What, literally? So there's the difference. You can see. It's just got a little sticker on it.
Yeah, that's it. It's all different.
Possibly a different date, is it? 25th of 10th, 25.
Yeah. ECU number's got different, and it's got a different code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is your old one. And now it's just a question of putting that back on there. I'm wondering whether that will go on the wrong way. So that is the way it goes there, so you can only put it one way. The question is now is, see those locating clips there?
Yep.
They've just got to go into those two holes there. You see that hole there? If I get the screwdriver.
Yep.
There and there. So they've just got to line up with them.
Okay.
If I get the bloody thing back on. There you go, so they're locked in.
Yep.
And now it's a question of turning this, which will be a lot easier than...
There we go.
Yeah,
That's how easy it should have been in the first place.
yeah, mine wasn't that bad.
No.
Right.
Right, well, I don't mind doing it back up if you want to take over.
I'll whack this on now, and
Yeah.
then you can do all the plastic bits.
Yeah.
Right, so remember that this one here on the inside has got that.
Yes.
I don't know whether that was there or there, but we'll put it round the back. I think it was.
That touches the frame as well then. So
Yeah.
it's double.
Yeah, so just finger tight it first. Yeah, we'll straighten that up afterwards.
Nice.
Then get the next one. We'll just put these in here. Does help if I put it the right way. You feel a little bit of resistance as you're doing these up, but you don't need to put brute force on it. There you go. Just that. And just be very, see how close it is to the tank. Yeah. Yours isn't as close as mine, but my socket was actually touching.
Yeah.
Which peed me off a little bit. There you go. It's starting to try and touch now. Just ease it on. Right.
Beautiful.
I am. Oh, you meant this. Right, now my socket's stuck. Right.
Nice.
Right. But you do need to give it a little bit more. Yeah, see, it's not very. It's me fag. It's not very easy to. Now, I haven't gone ballistic on them.
No.
What I'm going to do is just get me 10mm. Where's my 10mm? Yeah. These are bloody handy if you ever get spanners. Ratchet one side, that the other, and a swingy head on it. Like that. Because you can get, as it happens, I can't use a swingy head, but I'm just gonna, yeah, that's tight. Now this one here, I can't get the spanner in, but I'm a little bit worried. I don't want that rattling loose, but then I'm happy. If that was my bike, I'd be happy that's tight.
Lovely.
Yeah. So,
Just a case of reversing everything back, get it all back on now.
yeah. Right. So the one thing we need to get out now, before we start putting the underneath in, is the screws underneath.
Yeah.
Loctite.
Loctite.
Thread lock, I think they call it.
Yep.
So I'm hoping I've got the medium strength here, which should be good enough, but I don't know how much I got. If not, I've got the high strength.
Okay.
But we'll try not to use the high strength
No
stuff.
worries.
Right. So it's the beak now is the hard bit. Get
Yeah.
the beak on, yeah. So what we'll do, we'll put the screws in to hold it on, and then we'll get to a certain stage, we'll put the rest of the screws in, but thread lock them, and then the screws we've put in loose, we'll undo and thread lock them at the same time.
Okay.
So, nice.
So, from memory, the side came on. If I slide that into place, perhaps.
Yeah.
And
so
then
side panel first.
Yep.
Yeah. If I take the camera now.
Lovely.
Notice I'm getting Dave to do the plastic bits, so if he breaks one, it's not my fault. Right. So first of all, check. You're happy with that?
Yeah, that's good.
What I think we'll do before we put all the plastics on is let's just check.
Yeah. Check it's all.
Check reconnect the battery.
Yep.
And let's just check it starts. Because if we go and do all this, and it's a Duff ECU, we're going to have to undo it all again, yeah?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. I did mine a few weeks back, and I'm trying to remember what I actually did. Now I tell you Should we hybrid our bikes? I'll give you one green left panel, and then I'll put a white one on.
Custom,
Yeah.
Custom look.
Right, and good tip is to put Vaseline on top of those. I haven't got any Vaseline, but during the winter, a bit of Vaseline just over the top of them, and make sure that is really tight.
Yes, that is.
If that's really loose. You happy with that?
Happy with that.
Okay. Rule, good one there. Just give that a nip up in case, but it should be all right. Yeah.
Yep.
So you're happy with that? Yeah.
That's all good with me.
Right. So pop your key in, but don't switch it on. Just switch the ignition on, and let's just say 3, 2, 1. There you go. So let it do its startup sequence. Your clocks will probably need resetting.
Yeah.
The B box, if yours is working, it'll probably tell you. Right. So as the times are wrong, so you'll have to reset them.
Okay.
So,
It's gone to kilometres
not
as
that
well,
I
it's
trust
interesting.
don't trust our handiwork, but I'm going to step back at this moment.
Can we fire up?
Yep, go for it. Right, let it run for a minute.
Yeah, interestingly, the kilometres, it's now showing kilometres on the...
Yeah, so you'll have to reset the clock
yeah.
back to everything, but that's easy enough,
Yeah.
isn't it? You won't have lost your mileage.
No. Even the trip count's still there. Trip
Yeah.
is still there.
So how warm is this engine? Yeah. So now, just give it a gentle rev. Happy with that?
Right,
Yeah. So switch the ignition off. We'll worry about all that afterwards. There you go. Pull your key out.
Nice.
So we know now that this is not dead, as in like we didn't blow it up, and Uncle Wang sent you a good one, not a bad one.
Yeah.
Because I have heard they've had some duff one of these. Not many. I think I've only heard it once that somebody bought one and it was dead, but that could happen any old way.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that that's working.
Lovely.
Happy that these two bolts are tight. There's nothing loose there. Happy that this is nicely firmed into place.
Yep.
It is awkward as hell, but yours was more awkward than mine.
Yeah. That's how they...
So
Factory
it's
did
because
it.
you're from Norwich and this is a white bike. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. But it's your bike. You make sure you're happy.
That's all good. Yeah.
Right. So can I have it on camera that he said he's all good with the work so far, just in case? Yeah. Right. So I'm going to go out of the way so I don't tread on your plastics. Right. So now it's reversing everything.
Yeah.
So first thing to do is connect your indicator back up. You see how that just clips in? Yeah. Now the one thing I did, have you got your key?
Yeah, should we check it?
Yeah, I did check. I remember doing this because I was a bit paranoid that. Happy with that? We don't need to start it up for that.
Yeah, there we
Happy
go.
with that?
Lovely.
Yeah. Now, if there was a fault on that, if that was disconnected, it hadn't been connected, you'll see this doing something weird up here.
Okay.
You can tell. It's like a bulb on an old car.
Yeah.
When it's out, you know it's out.
Yeah.
Right, I'll put your keys up here, Dave.
Lovely. Okay, so that goes there.
Ah, right, this was the awkward bit.
Yeah, this is trying to work out.
Yeah, so
all this goes.
if you look there,
Oh yeah.
you see, so that screw there will be covered up. And it's just a question of just juggling it till you're...
Working out where... Oh, here we go.
Yeah, you'll kind of know. You see where everything sort of lines up?
There we go. Yep, that all fits.
Yeah.
That all fits nicely there.
That hole there is lined up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's all lined up there.
Yeah. So happy with that?
Happy with that.
Yeah. Right, so
There's
it's
a
the
couple
beak.
Yeah, so there's a couple of bolts first inside there,
Yeah,
and then the beak goes
So
on.
what do we do with the light?
Oh, yeah.
Just to give you a bit of... If I do that, I don't want to dazzle you when doing it, but it is bloody awkward now. So what I do is just put a couple in just to hold it on.
Yeah.
Actually, we'll thread lock that one. So look where that one goes in.
It goes up there.
Yeah. Do you want to put a tiny little bit of thread lock on it?
Yeah, can do.
Have you ever used thread lock before?
Yes.
Yeah. No, hopefully there's some in there. Do you want to hold that a second? It's a weird bottle, this. So with this, yeah, and then if you see that there, you can, there you go. Right, so there might not be much left in this. You don't want to put too much on.
Nice.
Yeah. So as that goes in, that'll spread round now. Because you're not going to be able to get to that bolt afterwards.
No.
Let me see if I can get you a bit of light without dazzling you. It's always handy if you've got two people, because the other one can take the piss out of the other.
There you go.
You're happy that's tight?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, that's all good.
So all the thread lock's going to do, because they are very vibraty bikes, vibrations through them,
Yep.
it just will help lock that. You can still get the nut off afterwards, it's less likely to fall out.
Yeah.
So that's all that thread lock does, yeah.
Okay, so there's that one.
Yeah. So that was the only one that was holding the panel up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got another one up here. That one that we took out there. I'm going to try shining this so you can see, but I'm not dazzling you. Does that help a little bit? Well, have you put a bit of thread lock on it?
Oh yeah, no.
Ah, Dave, you naughty boy. See, I take the piss out of anyone. I've only met Dave this morning. I've known him a few months on the group, but I still take the piss out of him. All in jest. It's just like I take the piss out of Leon for being a short ass.
Right.
Right, so always double check you're happy with that.
Yep, happy
Yeah,
with that.
right,
Yep.
so just give your side panel a little bit of a wobble, just to be sure you're happy and it's fitting in place.
Yeah, it's not. Seems good.
Yeah, so what I did next, I actually put all the top bit on first.
Okay.
Only because I don't need to worry about it. I nothing else to prat around with, yeah. So the first thing I do is you've got it all nice and tight on there. I'd probably leave those two to the very end,
Yeah.
the plastic clips.
Do you bother thread locking these ones?
No. The ones I thread lock are the ones underneath,
Yeah.
where they're likely to fall out. Where that, you could thread lock that, but I think most of the vibration issues on these are under the beak.
Yeah. So that is not the right bolt.
Oops, excuse me for cameraman malfunction then. If you need to point a reference, mine's over there.
Yes.
Mine's the green one, the past one over there for you, yeah. So you can cross-reference.
Well, technically it was faster until now we've changed these.
Well, yeah, now you've got 6 horsepower more.
Yeah.
Now, everyone claims the 6 horsepower, it's increased power. It doesn't mean to say you're going to go any faster, probably a couple of miles an hour. It's nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
It just spreads the power through the rev range better. That's all it is.
Let's see if that one looks like it's the right one. Maybe.
It's not going to double the horsepower. 70 horsepower is standard, 76,
Yeah.
but it's like, yeah. So you've got one in there,
One in there.
one in there. So those are the only two I believe that we took off there. So now you can put your 2 plastic grommetty things in there. So with them, you pull them out, pull the plastic thing so that it's like a nipple. So it's sticking up.
Like that, you mean? So it's properly.
Yeah, so put that.
What do you mean? Like push it back through. So
Push it back through so the top bit is sticking up.
Yeah.
There. Now slot the main fat bit into the hole, jiggle it around a bit to make sure you're happy it's flush. And then when I put the first one in first, but don't pop it, put the second one in exactly the same. When you're happy they're both fitted nice and snug, then pop them both. And you,
Okay.
yeah. But top tip from Mr. Perfectly, professional mechanic here. Always have a few of them knocking around. You can get them quite cheap on eBay or Amazon. I've got a variety of sizes knocking around. No, they're a bit tight to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said to leave them to the end, that's it. Mine were tight. Is it in? The bottom one's popped in. Is the top one not popping in?
No.
Okay, so I'll do what I did on it if you want me to.
Yeah, certainly.
Because I know one was a bit more awkward than the other. So, where's that flathead screwdriver? So I'm not going to poke it like that, I'm going to use the flat part of the screwdriver just to give it a bit more purchase. It will go.
Yes.
I had exactly the same on mine. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pull it out and reinsert it. So as that pops in, that expands that. That is bloody tight. Okay, I'm just going to get a flatter screwdriver. I'm actually going to get one of these. These are quite good for getting panels off. these plasticky, funny little tool things.
Uh-huh.
And they don't scratch.
Okay.
There you go. So let's just get the light down there when I can find the bloody light. Happy with that?
Yep.
Yeah. So all I did was these. You get these again, cheapo Amazon things, but on my other bike, you've got to lever them off and things like that. And these are really good because they just don't scratch.
Yeah.
So all I did was use the flat bit there just to give it a bit of extra oomph.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's that.
Complete.
That's it. Leon's going to have a hissy when he sees this, because when we edit this, because the camera shake and wobble and all that.
Mr. Hollywood.
Mr. Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah.
What's that cook? Hollywood.
Oh, Paul Hollywood.
Yeah, we'll just call him Paul. Leon, your name's Paul now.
Right, it says beat can go back on now.
The beat can go back on, and this is like where it's kind of awkward, and it's always handy to have two people just to see. And it'll only go in one way, so when you're happy you've roughly got it into place.
Yeah.
If you had someone useful with you, they'd hold it in place for you like that. If not, what you do is just put a couple of screws in, just to hold it in place, and then put the others in with a bit of thread lock on them. Yeah. So if I hold it in, do you want to? If I hold it in for you, then you just thread lock them as you go.
Yeah. Okay.
That saves. I might as well do something useful, no? Apart from taking a piss out of you. And it's just reverse now. So that'll spread itself, and then what happens is it'll cure, and then it just stops them from vibrating loose. I don't know if you can. It's very hard to show you which screws, but you'll kind of know.
Yeah.
That's so awkward to get into. I've got some smaller Allen keys.
There we go.
That helps you.
Good. So that's that one.
Yeah. So what I do is the opposite sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, bit by bit, and then do the front at the end. Yeah. So you've done that one up there, do the opposite one here, and then you know the back is secure then, yeah? So we may need to swap places. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you've got the bottom of the beak, have you? Yeah.
Yes.
It's not the easiest to film. Is that tightening or loosening?
I'm going the wrong way, am I?
Yeah, I thought that. Lefty loosey,
there we go.
righty tighty, as they say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And again, you don't need to force them.
No.
Yeah. So what I do now is I put, say, the centre or these two at the front, just so it secures the. They're all the same size, are they?
Yeah. I mean, there are a couple of longer ones there, but there's nothing in them really.
No.
If it
Well,
goes.
let's put either one of them in. Yeah. You nip them up, but you don't need to over tighten them because you'll crack the plastics. Gotta admit, the white ones, out of all of them, the white one is my favourite. The colour wise, it's absolutely lovely colour. They look really, really smart. Pity about the person riding it. He's a bit of an ugly one, but there you go.
Can't do much about that.
No, but the white one is my favourite out of all of them, even though I went and got a green one. Yeah. The story was of that was my beloved said, can't you have a different colour for a change? Because I usually go for white because I'm boring. Now, she liked the dark grey one like Leon's got, which I think looks hideous. And I like the white ones, so the green was the compromise. But yeah. Nothing much to really film under here apart from putting a bolt in. But at the very end, you shouldn't have any bolts left over. The main thing really was to take that plastic thing completely off.
Yep.
Yeah. Now the only awkward different thing I had on mine is because I had engine bars fitted right under the front of the beak, right here. If I can get the camera in, right there. There's a big thing that comes out here, and the bars join here. So what I had to do is take the bolt out and then loosen the left side of the engine bars, just slacken them off so there's a little bit of wobble, and that helped me then get the plastic bit off. That is the only difference. And you're happy you've tightened them up?
Yep, I'm good with those. And there's just there's one there and then one there.
Yeah. See, that's why I'm getting Dave to do this bit, because then he can't blame me if anything falls off. Yeah. The only bit I can get the blame for is if his ECU doesn't work, because that's the only bit I did. And I'm lazy. There you go. It's very awkward to actually film under here, which is probably why nobody's ever bothered filming this process.
Yeah.
And the one video that I did see of it being done was bloody useless because they skipped out loads of steps. So the idea of this is like a raw, very professionally made video, but at least it shows you and it's informative more than professional. At the very end, you shouldn't have any of these screws left over. You'll probably get a text off me tomorrow, Dave, I found a screw.
Yeah.
You're missing a screw.
It's in my back tyre.
Yeah.
Found a screw.
Yeah.
You owe me a new tyre.
Hey, I could plug a tyre off you, can I? Nah. The screws are blunty, so they wouldn't hurt your tyre anyway.
No.
As you see, Dave's been a tight arse. He hasn't even bothered putting a centre stand on his, so
No.
we've had to use the paddock stand. And it's always easier to put the bike up when there's two of you.
I don't know what I'd do without you, Kev.
Well, you can tell Sharon that, because I'm sure she'd find loads of reasons why she could do better without me.
Right, so that's in.
There's our little helper, Pickles. He's coming to see.
So they're all in, got those.
Yeah.
There's no screws up here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how careful you are, always be paranoid that you've left a screw out somewhere.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10 you have. Right.
2 screws here.
Yeah. So now, these 2 screws that you put in there,
Yeah.
there's one that's going to go in there in a minute on when you get the panel on.
Yeah.
So one goes in there,
Yeah.
and the other one goes in there.
Lovely.
Again, you could thread lock them if you want to, but they're going to be covered over anyway, and they're very unlikely to fall out. It's the ones underneath I'm paranoid about that are going to thread lock out. But the other panel's actually going to be over the top of that, so you'll be fine with that. Nip them up, yeah, and then one just there. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sorry then. There we go.
Lovely.
Sorted. Right.
Yes, that's it.
So, quick visual now. Give this a bit of a... Make sure it's not loose and you're happy with it.
all
And
solid.
you're absolutely fine with it.
Yeah.
A visual underneath, as you get the torch, just make sure there are no holes underneath that can't be accounted for.
Yeah.
If there is, then you've missed a screw out.
So you've only got 3 screws left, which
Yeah.
is for this bad boy.
Right, so we know one of them's on the outside, 2 of them, so you fit it in place,
Yep.
clip it in. Now, if you look here, you see that little nipply thing there and one there. There's a little rubber, see that?
Yeah.
Rubber there. Just guide them in. Yeah, you see how they just plugged in? Yeah.
There you go.
Right, so now is this, see, clip that in on the front there. Now the thing I do now is put this screw in here first
on there first,
and Loctite it.
Okay.
The thread lock it, yeah?
Yep.
So that screw that I've just said is just there. And is that the only one? And there's one at the bottom as well, Dave.
There is, yeah.
Yeah, so it's that one
Yeah.
there, and there's one just below the radiator down there.
Okay.
Yeah. You put a little bit of thread lock on?
I have, yep.
Yeah. So this has taken us 56 minutes so far, Dave.
That's not too bad, is it?
No, I think it's your expert helper here, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That one's an awkward one. You may be better off coming this side to do that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the story of mine was I started it on a Saturday, not knowing how to get that plastic off, and then it took me most of Saturday afternoon. In the end, I started losing my rag, and then just shut the garage before I started breaking things. And then a mate of mine, I texted him, and he said, right, take every screw under the beak off, and then you'll find one screw that you need to just do. And that's what that was the trick to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks to my mate Richard, he helped me a lot then. So that's why it took me so long. So on the Sunday, after I'd got up early on Sunday morning, carried on the job, and it probably took me an hour after that. But it shows the time of this video was 57 minutes 40 seconds coming up now, is how long it's taken us to strip the bike down, take the ECU off, swap it out, and then more or less put all the plastics back on. And that includes firing the engine up to make sure it starts. So this afternoon, myself and Dave are going to go for a blip up the road, and we'll go through normal A roads just to feel the difference of the bike. A bit of slow moving traffic through Dis, because it'll be chocker there, because it always is. And then you'll be stop starting, Dave, like that, and then you'll notice the difference then.
Yeah.
And then we'll do a bit of fast road as well. And then you'll see, I don't think you'll, well, bloody hell, it's 100 times faster than what it was.
No.
But you should start feeling the performance.
Just that surginess. Well,
Yeah,
it's gone,
you'll
that's-
still get surginess, yeah? That's the character of the engine, I found.
Yeah.
But it's so much more controllable.
Yeah.
Especially in low traffic, low speed traffic. And again, it's bike to bike. Yours may not surge as much as mine does.
Yeah. That's it. I don't get the vibration noise at the front of the bike.
No. Right, so you've got no screws anywhere
No
around.
screws, no.
You've got no pieces of plastic.
No.
So it's
good.
all on there.
all
So I do a physical check, make sure nothing's loose and I'm wobbling, especially here, there, and you're happy.
Yep.
So can you just say that to camera so that I'm not going to get prosecuted afterwards?
It's a perfect job.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely everything. The battery's connected. You tighten the battery things on there.
That's all done.
So key in the ignition, fire her up, set your clocks.
Yep.
And hopefully that's the job done.
Where were the keys gone?
Oh, I lost them, Dave. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
I took the dealer in question's key tag off in disgust.
Protest.
Yeah, but we won't mention. Just not happy with the service afterwards. Everything was like, you know. noticed this morning on mine, you may notice it's revving slightly more.
Okay.
But I put that down to it being cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, but fuel consumption, not noticed any major deterioration. Sorry,
Yeah.
but at one point I'd say I was probably getting a couple of miles a gallon more, but it's so negligible because it depends how you ride it. If you ride it like you stole it, then you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm going to set the clocks up. So I'm going to end this video because I'm bored of holding this camera. So it's goodbye from Dave.
Cheers.
And it's goodbye from me. Bye.